Excuse me, officer.
Hey, Lieutenant. Great to have you aboard.
How are things going?
I'm okay. I know things aren't looking great, but we're safe on the rig, and I trust General Ward to get us on the right track.
What do you do here?
Nothing specific at the moment, just helping out where I can.
What's your story?
There's not much to tell. I was born down in San Jose. I didn't get on great with my parents, but my sisters were good to me. I wanted to get away from home, so as soon as I turned 18, I enlisted with the Air Force, trained as a pilot, and was assigned here in Massachusetts. I was scheduled to fly General Ward and Dr. Kane to their destinations. But then, the bombs... well, you know.
Never mind.
You know where to find me.
Hey.
Oh, it was quite a feat to rescue Rex from those super mutants.
All in a day's work for the hero of the Commonwealth.
My, aren't you the modest one? Well, we've got a radio play to write. You probably have more important things to do.
With the oil rigs factory running again, we'll have the best gear in the Commonwealth.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Was there something else?
Here you go.
Oh? Let's see. Excellent. Yes, these will do nicely. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. I can now make the necessary preparations for my work. In fact, I'll arrange for the technicians to get started here right away. Here, I trust this compensation is enough for your troubles?
Hey.
What you need?
Just curious what you're thinking.
The only thing more accurate than incoming enemy fire is incoming friendly fire.
Just curious what you're thinking.
I need to cut back on my medication. Or double it.
How do you feel about our relationship?
If you're lucky enough to find a weirdo, never let him go.
Never mind.
You got it.
Doctor?
Now, there is one matter that we must address. It's all well and good having the tools, but without anything to run the experiments on, it's all for naught. That being the case, I'm going to need some tissue samples.
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
Thanks to you, I now have the tools I require for my work on the FEV. Now I need some tissue samples with which to conduct my experiments on.
How do I, obtain this tissue sample, exactly?
To clarify, I will be taking the samples. What I need is for you to bring me 3 living specimens. I'm going to need 2 contaminated subjects. For the best results, a heavily mutated creature, as well as your typical wasteland denizen. And I will also need a pure, untainted human.
What do you mean, contaminated?
Well, technically, anything exposed to long-term radiation will do. What I'm really looking for are 2 subjects on the opposite sides of the spectrum. One heavily mutated specimen, such as a ghoul or a super mutant, as well as a specimen with less obvious mutations like your average wastelander. This will allow me to tailor the FEV adequately.
Where would I find that?
Underground, I would expect. Vaults like ours, I'm sure you must have somewhere in mind. I must stress that the subject has not faced long-term radiation exposure. That would compromise my work.
No. It's horrible.
We live in dire times, Lieutenant. We are simply doing what we must to survive.
I'm ready to get to work.
Here, take this specialized stun baton. It isn't especially reliable, but you'll need it to stun the specimens long enough to bring them back here. It's only able to stun every few hours, so be sure to pick your moment. I suggest less conspicuous targets. You wouldn't want to make a scene.
I just want to trade a few things.